When Gia first arrived at her boss's mansion, she was completely shocked. The moment her boss stepped inside, the servants quickly came forward and even changed his shoes for him. At that moment, Gia realized that her boss was unbelievably rich. After walking inside, the boss looked at her calmly and said, "Shall we start the real work now?" Gia suddenly became nervous and asked, "What work?" The boss smiled slightly and said, "Did you already forget? 2 months earlier, something unexpected had happened. That night, Gia had helped her boss back to his room because he was completely drunk. She was about to leave when he suddenly called her name. Gia turned around to listen, and in that moment, the two of them accidentally kissed. That unexpected moment turned into a passionate night between them. But from the very next day, something strange started happening. Gia felt like she had gained some kind of superpower. She could climb stairs without getting tired, and even when she fell, she didn't feel any pain. Meanwhile, the boss was experiencing the complete opposite. His body constantly felt weak, tired, and full of pain. Doctors checked him but couldn't find anything physically wrong. They believed it might be stress. One day, the office elevator suddenly stopped working. Gia had to climb all the way to the 28th floor using the stairs. Surprisingly, she reached the top easily without even losing her breath. But at the exact same moment, when the boss stepped out of the elevator on another floor, he suddenly began sweating heavily and collapsed in front of Gia. Gia quickly ran toward him in panic and asked what happened. When the boss found out that Gia had climbed 28 floors by stairs, he was completely shocked. Soon, Gia started performing incredibly well at work. She worked faster than everyone else, finished files quickly, and handled planning and accounts efficiently. Within a few days, the entire office became impressed with her abilities. However, not everyone was happy. The boss's childhood friend arrived at the office. She disliked Gia from the beginning because Gia's mother had once worked as a maid in her house. Out of jealousy, she deliberately spilled boiling coffee on Gia's hand. Everyone around them panicked and asked if she had been burned, but Gia herself looked confused because she didn't feel any pain at all. At that moment, the boss called Gia to his office. When he saw her red hand, he asked in surprise, "Doesn't it hurt?" Gia calmly replied that she could tolerate pain. Suddenly, the boss felt something strange in his body. He realized that if Gia had been hurt, why was he feeling pain instead? To test his suspicion, he lightly hit Gia's head with a file, but the result shocked him. Gia felt nothing, while the boss immediately felt the pain himself. At that moment, he finally understood the truth. After that night 2 months ago, their pain and strength had somehow switched. Whenever Gia worked hard or got hurt, the pain was transferred to him instead. The boss immediately called his assistant and asked how many hours Gia worked every day. After hearing the report, he became embarrassed because he realized he had been making Gia work extremely hard. That meant all the pain he had been feeling was actually the result of Gia's overwork. He immediately ordered the office to reduce Gia's workload. Not only that, he also started caring about her daily life. He even told her that from now on, whatever she eats for lunch, he will eat the same thing. Seeing all this attention, the boss's childhood friend became